Hey everybody, it's Kneecap here, and in this video I'm going to be reviewing this expansion, so Legion in general. Um, I know it's not quite over yet. We have one raid left for sure, and I'm guessing another one after that, even if it's a small one. So we still have a while to go, probably 6 months of relevancy of this game at least. If they put up another full raid out, maybe even 8 to 10 months of relevancy. Uh, but I think we've seen enough to give this a fair review. I made a video when the game first came out, the things I liked about Legion. It seemed a little bit early to do that, although there was plenty of things I liked immediately. But now's probably a pretty fair time to actually review the game, or the expansion, I should say. So in terms of a WoW expansion, where's it at? So everyone has their favorite. Everyone's favorite expansion is typically the one after, so the first one after they started playing. So if you started playing in BC, then Lich King was the best. If you started playing during Lich King, then Cataclysm was the best. And that's typically how people go. So I try to be a little bit more unbiased about it as much as I can. I think playing in vanilla helps that a lot because while Burning Crusade was really cool, Lich King was really cool too, and I liked Cat a lot. And I thought I liked a lot of the changes in Warlords, even though I didn't like Warlords. And then I really like Legion as well. For me, Lich King is the top expansion, Wrath of Lich King. It's the top expansion for many reasons. Not only was it seamlessly done, the new continent was great. We didn't instead of having a new planet like in Burning Crusade, we had a new continent. The new continent was great. Everything worked together really seamlessly, I thought. It was a little bit hard to travel. I suppose at the start of it, it wasn't super easy to travel across. A really long flight paths, but I thought the quest lines tied in together really well. The bosses were done really well. The raids were done really well. The storyline, everything was done really well in Lich King, and then also certain things with the playstyle. I think during Lich King we had the most choice in our gear. We could reforge our gear, we could gem our gear, we could enchant our gear. We had all kinds of choices with our gear. Now the game managers have said that it was just too complex. People were just doing this and doing that, and they had to sim every little piece of gear on what they could do. Everyone that's high end that sims is going to sim their gear anyways. I liked to have that choice. I played Warrior back then, and I had 100% armor penetration just all the time. Like a lot of people had 100% armor pen with a trinket prop. I had 100% all the time. I had got lucky on gear. I forged everything and gemmed everything into armor pen, and it really helped my DPS. Like I was doing a ton of damage back then. I was probably like the second best warrior on my server at that point, and I really liked that. I mean, it really gave me that choice to do that. Now other people did a little different. They went armor pen, got to 100% with a trinket, and then they did some crit and stuff, and they had good results too. Um, and you had that choice, and I like that. I like the customization of it, and I don't like that they've went away from that. I like that they simplified all the abilities because the abilities were getting crazy because they have to add new abilities every expansion to make it seem like your class is doing something new. Um, so we've built up too many abilities, and a lot of people are like, "Well, you took away all the abilities. This game's stupid now." No, I think they needed to do that. That's fine. Take away some of the abilities, but leave us the choice in our gear and our everything else. Like they try to do that with the artifact weapon. You have all these choices. You have all this paths you can go, and you can choose what relics to use, etc. And they try to do that, but it's not the same as completely customizing your gear. I think people have a little bit more of an attachment to their gear, especially if they work hard for it. And I think we should have the ability to customize it. And that's the biggest reason why Lich King is the best expansion. However, the second one to me is a really close one between Burning Crusade and Legion. Legion was really good. Um, it had its flaws, of course, and it's the most recent one. And typically, when something's the most recent one, you can find the flaws easier because they just happened relatively soon. When you look back with nostalgia, you typically see the good things in it. So it's hard to see the bad things. Burning Crusade still had a lot of bad things in it. And then they fixed a lot of them, and then there's still bad. There's other bad things all the way along the way. Warlords, they fixed a lot of things, but they had a ton of bad things in it. For example, in Legion, the bad things were at a minimum. and the bad things weren't as bad, or there were as many bad things as normal, but they weren't as bad as some other things were in previous expansions. So the RNG is the biggest thing. Even Ian said that Ian, whatever, the game manager, said that he kind of regrets the legendary system. I think a lot of us do. I don't think they're going to go with that anymore. They'll have something similar to it, I'm sure. They like the idea of having these powerful things that everyone can obtain, but I don't think it'll be the RNG of the system. And if it is RNG, all the legendaries are going to be the same power, basically. They'll have a different ability, but none of it's going to be DPS throughput. It's all going to be ancillary abilities like staying alive or running faster, for example. And that's what the legendary system will be in the future. And people will feel a lot less cheated then, I imagine. Still, some will be better than others, I'm sure, but it is what it is. So that's probably the biggest flaw in Legion is the RNG of it. However, it has a lot of great things as well. So they kept the whole follower system from Warlords, which I really liked, but they didn't make it the most biggest focal point, like Garrisons, of the expansion. So you still have the complete missions if you want to go with the storyline. They could probably get rid of that, to be fair, but they want people to use the mission boards. This sets up a lot of good things for them. It sets up that whole use of their app that they have. They want people to use that because you can complete your missions from the app. So is that a good thing? I like it. I like the mission boards. I like making gold off the mission boards. It's the easiest gold I'll ever make. It's 2,500 gold every single time a gold mission pops up. I've been having a ton of gold missions lately. On my main character alone, I probably made 20,000 gold in like 1.5 days, like the last 1.5 days. So, I mean, it's just so easy, and I can do it from my phone. I don't even have to log on. I can be sitting with my kid, taking a nap in my arm or something, and I can just do it real quick or something. It's not a big deal. I like that a lot. So they kept the follower system, which I liked, and they made it less focal point and less gimmicky than it was in Warlords. So I thought that was a great change. Also in Legion, another reason why I have it ranked possibly second all time and reviewing it very well is the way to get gear would be the overall macro way to say it. But on a micro level, let's just go with the best thing, which is the Mythic Plus dungeons. Mythic Plus dungeons are going to save this game. High-end rating will always be good for high-end people, and I always will try to be a high-end rater as much as I can. But Mythic Plus dungeons allow you to keep up with gear, be relevant and strong, but still doing hard content, but with less time that you have to put into the game. And if you only have one or two friends that can do it, you guys can basically, you still might have to get one or two pugs, but you can mostly carry it yourself. You're kind of doing it yourself. Whereas 3 people can't really, you can carry your raid of 3 people, sure, but it's not the same. It's not the same carrying, and no one wants to raid with 10 people anymore anyways, especially the way the system is. So it's a lot more personal, less time commitment. You still get the gear. It was it was a huge success. This is going to be a focal point of the game going forward. I hope they don't overdo it in the next expansion to where Mythic Pluses are the new thing, because like the new top thing to do instead of raids. So I think you have to keep an MMO, especially one like this with the raiding going on. Other than that, we had a ton of content in this. They added micro holidays, which I think they're going to expand on more. So they're trying to keep us engaged. This is the expansion where you have the most engagement from start to finish. People think back, like I said, nostalgia. Oh no, Burning Crusade! I was always doing something fun. I was always doing something fun in Canada. No, you weren't. I played those too, and they were big lulls where there was nothing to do, and I mean nothing. There's nothing to do at all. You might not like some of the things to do in Legion, but there's always something to do if you want to do it. Always something relevant to do, besides just like farming and making gold and stuff. There's always something to do. You might have a week here or there where there's nothing to do. However, there's almost always something to do. And they did a great job with that. The other thing, and this is part of always being something to do that saved this game, is World Quest. World Quest will be something going forward. World Quest and Mythic Plus Dungeons were such big hits in this expansion that it prolonged this game for years to come. Well, there's even if they make a new game like World of Warcraft 2, um, it prolonged. Like people will buy that because of these things. These things save the game. World quests are great for gearing up. They're great for gold. They're great for the resources if you like mission board like me. They're great for everything. They're great for alts. It's a great way to earn reputation instead of having the old style of grinding reputation. Now you do world quests. Well, I feel like we have a weekly where we get more rep this week. Oh, I'll go do some world quests. I'll take a half hour, clear these world quests, get thousands of rep, and be closer to being exalted. Whereas some people may never be exalted with things normally. They probably are in this expansion. World quests, great. Mythic Plus, great. Two huge great things. So what's bad about Legion? I think they half-assed a couple things. I didn't like Trial of Valor. I think you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe Trial of Valor came out around the holidays, and I think Blizzard took a month off for the holidays. I was a little bit critical of that. I didn't make a video of it or anything, but I was a little bit critical of that. So people were like, well, they have jobs too, typical social justice warrior response. And not that I have anything against social justice, because I don't, but just, do your job. I think they kind of half-assed TOV. They didn't get it fixed because they were out on holiday, and it sucked. TOV wasn't good. A lot of people didn't clear the content. People were struggling hardcore with it. The worst thing about TOV was you could not do it in a small guild. It killed my guild. I was running a guild with my cousin, and we were like a 10 to 15 man guild, 15 on a really, really busy night. And it killed us because you couldn't do it with 10 or 11 people. You couldn't do Odin on Heroic with 10 or 11 people. So it killed my guild. We were only going to do Heroic anyways. We didn't have 20 people to do Mythic. And we couldn't do it because too many people would get targeted by the things, because I think 5 of the things go out all the time. And we never had DPS on the boss. Of the tornadoes, for example, I think it was. I'm not positive on that. It's been a while. But I think it was tornadoes. And so it hits 5 people, whether you have 10 people in your raid or 30. It hits 5 people. So you never, and doesn't hit the tanks. So you never have any DPS on the boss. And with the gear we had, there was no way we could possibly kill it. So TOV, maybe for personal reasons, it killed my guild. TOV was a huge shitstorm that I didn't like. I didn't. It's hard to say, but if I had to choose between Broken Shore and Argus, I like Broken Shore more than Argus. Argus looks nice, but I don't know. I don't really like Argus that much. I think that the storylines weren't. Granted, it's not done yet. The raid still is going to come out, and they're going to expand the storylines. So I'll reserve judgment a little bit on that, but I don't like where they went with the storylines. Turlin and Illyria should have been such a bigger deal than what it was. If you're not Alliance, you might not think so. If you haven't read the books, you might not think so. But if you have, then you do think so. And it should have been a lot bigger deal than even what they made it. They did focus on it, don't get me wrong, but it should have been a way bigger deal. And these people should also be super, super strong, because they were already some of the best warriors of Azeroth, and now they've been training and probably leveling up maybe in this world for the past 1,000 years. So they should be basically one-shotting everything. But yeah, I could probably go on with this forever. Let me know what you think about the expansion. Is it shit to you? Is it great to you? But probably a more better would be more better, the phrase. Better for me would be if you just kind of ranked it between some other expansions. So you like BC the best, and you like Lich King, then you like Kata, then Legion, then something else. That would give me a better non-biased view of what other people think of Legion. I really liked it. Might be second best expansion all the time. If you want to count vanilla in there, maybe I would put it third, because I'm biased towards vanilla. So that's just the way it is. As always, everyone have a good one.
Hey everyone, thanks for watching. Thumbs up and sub as always. Also comment below, share the videos. Appreciate it so much. You can also check me out at Twitter at WoW Gaming Inc. and at Twitch with the tag name Kneecap Killa. So everyone have a good one, and see you again soon.